Hi, I'm Louise Jensen. I'm an author and I'm here today with Hugh who's a singer-songwriter, and we're going to have a little chat about the difference in novel writing and songwriting. So hello.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I googled you online before we met and
Sure.
I read something that said songwriting was really effortless and you kind of knock out a couple of songs a day.
Yes, so I set myself a challenge from November of last year until I think May of this year to write a song a day. And after about 2 months it just became kind of easy.
Wow.
And I could just tap into it. So now I'm riding that wave for as long as I can.
So what came first, the writing the music or the writing the melodies?
They usually all come together. I'll usually pick up something from being out and experience something, maybe a line or a melody from something happening around me, and then it'll just kind of come as a package and I'll have to figure it out from there. Yeah.
So you get an idea for a song. A lot of your songs based on personal experience or just...
A lot based on personal experience, but mainly of other things about other people, less so about me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we write novels, we write many, many, many versions until we've got our final product. So is it like that for a song, or is it complete?
I think it's meant to be, but I usually, once I have something attached to it, and if I have to change it, it kind of ruins the whole thing for me. So I usually either keep it, or if something isn't sitting right, it'll just go into a bank of songs never to be seen again. Really.
So you have a lot of songs. What are you going to do with them all?
A lot of songs, yeah, sitting around. I have an album that hopefully is going to come out soon.
Which I've heard, which is amazing,
oh,
by the way.
And but I've been working on, I think I have 9 more songs recorded since then.
Okay.
But I don't know what to do with them all. There's kind of too many.
So when I write, I am kind of, at the beginning I wrote completely what I wanted to write and followed my heart and didn't have to consider anybody else. But now I have a publishing deal. I'm very much kind of in a genre and I have to think about what people want. How is that for you? Do you write for other people or do you write for yourself, or a bit of both?
A bit of both, I think. It's hard to write purely for myself, because people, I think, expect some level of poppiness in there. Even if it's not pop, they expect some level of like standard length and catchiness to it.
Yeah.
So I try and keep that in mind, but more and more as I write, I write like a song that I would like to listen to. And I figure if I'd like to listen to it, surely there's somebody else out there who would like to listen to it as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does it feel as a songwriter when people are playing your music? I know when we let novels out into the wild, it's always a nerve-wracking time to see how they'll be received.
It's good. I love hearing feedback, but I think it's more nerve-wracking like playing to an audience of people who might not be like the stereotypical people interested in my music. That's probably the place I get the most nervous, is playing to an audience who I assume will probably not like it. Yeah.
And do you assume that's... Are you quite confident or do you worry?
No, I assume sometimes I've played like really heavy like biker dive bars and I think like this is going to go badly, and sometimes it does.
Did you ever see the Blues Brothers when they had the
actually
wire and
never
people were
seen it.
throwing bottles at them?
No,
So they ended up in a country and western pub.
Yeah, that sounds not too dissimilar from my
Don't
experience.
do that. So, bringing out your own music, you've got an album coming out. Is that with a label? Is that something you're putting out
It's
yourself?
by myself. I'm kind of trying to embrace being independent.
So you've got full creative control of everything you
own
do?
everything, and yeah,
Oh,
pretty much, yeah.
okay. So with all the publicity, you're doing it all yourself. I see your Instagram and your schedule is insane. I think sometimes my schedule is just unmanageable, and then I look at your page and think, actually...
No, I'm doing everything, like all the graphic design myself, all the organisation of everything. There's nobody else but me, yeah.
And is there a tour coming up?
At the moment, no, because it costs more than you make to tour. So I'm going to wait until I'm in a bit of a better position to be able to spend that kind of money.
Okay.
But a lot of gigs coming up here and there.
Yeah, including one in my garden in a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
So just back to writing. Who are your influences?
My number one influence is Harry Nilsson.
Okay.
And people from that Beatlesy era.
You've travelled the world a lot, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you must pick up bits from.
Yeah, I spent
everywhere.
a lot of time in America, and so a lot of American folk music has influenced me.
Mm-hmm.
And I lived in South Africa when I was younger, and I love African music and the way it makes you feel. So I'm trying to incorporate that, especially into the new stuff, a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you studied? Did you study at Berklee School
Yeah,
of Music?
Berklee in Boston.
Yeah, I thought I'd heard that.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Okay, so thanks for the chat.
Yeah, thank you.
And there's a link to the album below, and have a